Well, hello, boys and girls, fellow patrons. Um, I had a, I've had a few people message me or talk to me in Patreon, saying that they're not normally like gamblers and they're just new to all of this, and some of the terms that I use they don't really understand, and I can never even thought about that before. I thought it would be good to now that we have a little bit of a break for however long, to run down some of the terms I might use when I'm doing parlays, for instance. A parlay, I'll start off with parlays. I haven't wrote everything down and everything. I'm just sort of rambling a bit, but I just wanted to get this some of these terms understood by some people. A parlay basically is when you take more than one team and you or like you can do an over and under. By the way, over is over the set score that the whatever gambling site gives you for the game. So if they say 6, well, that means that both teams, if they score more than 6 goals, you win. That one I think most people know. Under, same thing. 5.5. Sometimes, and if you hit it right on, like for instance at the number 6, then it's a push and you get your money back. So I'll do that one to begin with. Parlay is like if you take 3 or 4 teams or even 2 teams to win. Say, let's go ML, and I'll explain ML in a second. And both of them come in, then you win at the higher, whatever the percentage they give you, or whatever amount times. So usually if you do 2 teams, it's somewhere around 3 to maybe 5 times, depending on the underdogs that you use or how you decide to do it. So that's what a parlay is. I do quite often 3-pick parlays. I take 3 teams that I think that are going to win. I usually go on the safe side with those. I wish on my last Ranger when I would have went on the safe side, we would have hit the parlay. A lot of people wonder why I do it that way, because now you're picking 3 teams for like 3.5%, 4%. Or 3.5 times your money, I should say, not percent. 3.5 times your money. Well, I take teams that are plays, as they're called, that are very high percentage to hit. So if I were to take, say, a team that is, I have Rangers versus, right now the Rangers are quite just in the playoffs, say against Dallas, which we did. We thought Rangers were going to beat Dallas. It was a great play, and we won a lot of money on it. Now, if I were to take that on the PL means that if the team you're betting on is considered a underdog, which means you have a higher percentage of they give you a higher times or higher amount to win if it's an ML, meaning just plain winning. They give you a lower amount that you're going to win if they only lose by 1. So if I were to take the Rangers PL against the Dallas Stars, in that game, if the Rangers only lose by 1 goal, you win. And PL means basically they give the person that you bet PL on a 1.5 goals if they are the underdog. So if they can lose by 1 goal and you still get a 1.5 goals. So that puts them 1/2 higher than the other team for your win. PL, if it's a favorite now, it gives the favorite, you have to add a 1.5 goals. On my site, you can actually take the favorite minus a 1.5 goals, which is an alternative puck line PL means puck line, by the way. That way, the favorite can lose by a goal. Now, you don't get much what's called juice on that. That'll give you like 1.15 sometimes. Now, at a 1.15, that means if you bet $100, you only make $15. If you put that in a parlay, it'll give you a higher percentage the more teams you choose. It's not a bad idea, but it'll only give you like quite often what you would get on the win for that game. Another term I use, and an ML is a money line, meaning as long as they win. It doesn't matter if it's in, if it goes to overtime or a shootout or whatever. As long as that team wins, you get your winnings. Another one that a term that's used is three-way, or in regulation or in reg. A three-way basically is the same thing as in regulation. If they win in regulation, if it goes into overtime, you do not get the money on that. Now, they give you what's called more juice on that. We use the term juice. We say, like, how much juice are you getting on that game? Well, let's say it was a favorite, and they're giving you 1.5, which is basically half your money plus on what you bet. So if you bet $100, you would make $150. That would make you $50. Now, if you go in regulation, there's a less percentage chance that that's going to happen. So they give you a higher payout for that. That usually goes up about 20 points. So it'd be about 0.7. So now you'd make $70 on your money. Our friend John from Ricketts Picks, he likes the in regulations a lot. He bets single bets in regulation. A single bet is when you're only betting that one game. The other term I use quite a bit, and this is the one I'm asked most about, is units. I also call them pearls, because I'm Pearl of Wisdom and pearls. Somebody, I think it was Randy K or somebody, one of our followers that actually brought up that term pearls for me. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but so not to confuse people, I say units because that's what's most commonly used in gambling is units. Now, units is basically the number you would normally bet on a game. In gambling, they say the best thing to do is to bet, have a bankroll, amount of money that you're using specifically for gambling. Let's say that your bankroll was $1,000. That's your bankroll. That's how much you have put aside for your gambling pleasure. They say that it's best to bet 1% or 2%. Some people say 2%, some people will say 1%. Let's go 2%. 2% of your whole payroll on a game. Now, if I say put, like I quite often will do, I'll do it this way. I'll do a 3-pick parlay, and I'll pick 3 teams, some of them PL, some of them ML, some of them money line, some of them puck line. Sometimes I'll say in reg, and I'll say bet 1.5 units. That would mean that if you were going on 2% of your gambling bankroll, you would bet $10, because that would be basically half a unit. If I were to say bet 1 unit, that would be $20. On the Rangers game I was talking about, I said bet, I believe it was Dallas. It could have been another game. I can't remember who it was. But anyways, you were getting 2.30, which is if you bet $100, you make $230. I said to bet 5 units. So if your bankroll is $1,000 and you're going by the betting advice system, you would bet $100 on that game. Now that game paid out at, like I said, around $230. So if you bet $100, you would make $230. You would make $130, but 230 together on that. The half a unit play, for instance, I said you would bet $10, and that particular parlay, I believe, paid out at about 3.7. So you would make make $37 on your investment, on your bet. That's basically what I mean by units. So for instance, Brian does things a little differently. His payroll goes up and down and how he does it, and you may do that as well. It's a guideline that you use. So if you normally bet, like say $50 on a game, that's your unit. And you bet a half, I say that it's best to bet a half unit on this play, it'd be $25. And if I say 5 times, that would be $250, and so on. If there's any other terms you're unaware of that we may use, please let us know. I'm going to send this out to public, so because the reason why I'm sending this out is you don't have to know the game of hockey or even sports to play. This is an investment opportunity. If you look at our record, you will see that we are at a very high percentage, 70-80% on our picks. One in particular is let's say our premium picks. We're running at about 80%. If we were 14-2, so 14 correct and 2 incorrect, our premium picks are always at plus money, meaning that you're making more than double of your investment every time. So if we have now 12 picks, I'm just doing a roundabout here. I don't know the exact percentage that we were sitting at, but 10 of those picks came in at, and you were betting them, say, at $100 per, to make the math easy. You would have made 130 for, say, on average, say 115 on average for 10 of those picks. So you would be up $1,150. Now, 2 of them we got incorrect. So if you bet $100 on that, you would have to have subtracted $200. So you would have been making so far in that, I think that was like a month, just over a month, $800 and some dollars you would make on that. Now, I don't know what bank you use, but try to make that much money on your investment. That's why I'm telling you this. You don't have to know the game of hockey. You don't have to know the sports that we're being part of here. This is an investment opportunity that allows you to make a significant profit that you're not going to find in a bank. You're not going to find in, you may get lucky on stocks or what have you. But it's a fairly sure investment. Over time, we'll probably see that our percentage will go up and down, but they'll hover right around where they are right now. At least that's where I've hovered. And we want to provide this for you. We want to provide people for an opportunity to make this sort of money. So if you hear us say any other terms, gambling terms, or so on and so forth like that, like over-unders or anything of that nature. You can also do reverse PLs, and which I've thought about doing a couple times, and they would have turned in. That means that you take the underdog to win by 2, and that even gives you a higher juice, as we like to say. So if it was like you were getting $1.30 for every 100, or 130 for every 100, meaning $230, it could be as high as 3 times, 4 times your money if you do it that way. So I thought I'd send it out to you. I'm glad. I know we're going to have a little bit of a break here, but we're going to be sending videos. So you can, maybe we'll do futures for the playoffs when they start, if they were to start today. Maybe I'll just do some crazy stuff. I don't know. But we're at 15 minutes. So I thought I'd send this out to you. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.